Hello, beauties. This is definitely a cake with Kate chat. I apologize, the lighting is probably not the greatest. I do not have my ring light or anything with me right now. I actually just end up having my tripod close by and decided to just set it up and put my phone on and start recording. I'm actually in the middle of cooking dinner right now, and my hubby is outside cutting the grass, and my children are outside playing. So it's nice that we have a more quiet main level of the home, which is not something that happens that often, as you can imagine, with 5 children. But anyhow, I was peeling and cutting some potatoes, and some thoughts were coming to my mind, and I felt really strongly within my spirit that I needed to share this and share it now. So I don't know who this is for, but I know that when I feel really strongly within my spirit to share something, when there's that strong urge, it's definitely something that someone needs to hear and hear it now. And I believe this is a warning or a word of caution for somebody. We need to be careful about the company that we keep. And I know that may sound obvious, but I think there is somebody that, or somebody or a few people who maybe have some girlfriends and they have a strong connection with them or a strong bond, or maybe it's not even that. Maybe it is that you have a lot of history. Maybe you've known them since they were a child. So you can imagine not being friends with them or not hanging out with them. But things have changed for you. You're in a different place than they are in. And, maybe they're still single and you're married. Maybe they're not a believer, you're a believer. I don't know. But you're in a different place than they are. Your values are different. Your thoughts are different. And you are sharing things with them. You guys share things as a group. But the advice that you are getting is hurting your marriage, is hurting your home. And, sometimes it's not even that, but sometimes it's even that the example that they are setting is not a good example. But the Bible talks about the fact that bad company corrupts good character. And I know we want to think within ourselves that, I know better. And as long as I know better, that what they're doing won't bother me. What they're doing won't affect me. They're doing whatever they're doing, but I know better. Honey, if the Bible, the inspired word of God, says a bad company corrupts good character, I'm telling you, it does. Matter of fact, even if you're not even a believer, even in the world, there's sayings that talk about, show me who the 5 people that you're close to and I'll tell you who you are, or something on those lines. If your group of friends are bashing their husbands, speaking, how much they cannot stand being mothers, speaking badly about motherhood, if that is what your group of friends are doing, that is going to affect you. If after you've been around your friends, you've gotten together with them, or maybe after you have spoken to them, and you all of a sudden find that your mood has changed towards your husband, you feel irritable towards him, and you don't even know why. He didn't even do anything, but for some reason you just feel irritable towards him. That is something to watch out for, baby. That is something to be careful of, baby girl. We also have to be careful about who we are getting advice from. Make sure that you're not getting advice from people who are bitter. Let me just say this. If when you are going to your girlfriend and you're telling her about something that happened between you and your spouse, which by the way is not something I recommend, but if you go and do that and she never can say, you were wrong when you did that, you shouldn't have said that, you maybe try to do this instead. Instead of saying things like that, she is talking about, wow, I cannot believe he did that. You deserve better. And it's always about what he is doing wrong. Be careful. Be careful. She may not be doing it intentionally, you know? That may be just, she may just want to tell you what she thinks you need to hear. She might think that her saying that is comforting to you. She may love you and care for you and may have no bad intentions towards you and your marriage. She may just not know better. But if that's what's going on, that is not the person you should continue to go to for advice. That's not the person that you should continue to open up your marriage to. You are putting your marriage at risk when you are doing these things. I personally recommend that if you're going to get advice, get it from somebody who is like really spiritually mature, and they're going to actually give you good godly counsel. They're going to give you good wise advice, and they're not afraid to look you in the face and say you were wrong. Okay, or even if they're not you were wrong, but okay, let's talk about what we can do to make this better. And not, definitely put him to sleep on the couch. That is not what you want to be hearing. Sorry, I got distracted by something on my phone. On my watch. But anyhow, so that's the case sometimes. It is somebody with good intentions, and then sometimes it is somebody that you may think they have good intentions, but they don't. And I want to be careful what I say here, because I don't want to sow seeds of like discord or cause you to feel suspicious about someone that maybe is not suspicious. But I have to say it like it is, because I love you guys. Sometimes people who we are calling friend, my girlfriend, my sister, my whatever, they actually do not have your best interest at heart. Sometimes they themselves are bitter, and sometimes in some situations they may even want your husband. I know it's hard to hear, but in some cases that's what it is. And the thing is that even saying this is kind of weird, because I'm not the kind of person to come and say these kind of things normally. But as I said, I really feel led by God to really say what I'm saying right now. Again, I don't know who this is for, but some of you people who you're calling your friend, your sister, they want your life. They maybe want your spouse. Maybe they are either single, or maybe they are married, but they're not happily married. They see your marriage and they would love to have that. It's not something you want to think about. And with all honesty, I feel even awkward saying what I'm saying. But I really feel that I need to say this, because I think somebody out here that is going to hear this video needs to hear it. Start praying about the people that you have around you. Start praying about it. Ask God to reveal things to you. And when He does, you have to believe what you see and not keep lying to yourself. Ask Him for discernment. Just be careful, ladies. Not everyone we call friend is a friend. And sometimes it's not even as obvious. Sometimes it's not that they're saying bad, negative things about, your husband. Sometimes it's really subtle, because I know that you may pick up on that. Sometimes it's just not that obvious. And that's why we really need the spirit of discernment to know who is who and who's really for you. Because if they're not for your marriage, they're not for you. And that's another thing, because some of you may have some friends that they love you, they like you, they want to hang out with you, but they don't like your spouse. So when they're around your spouse, they're having an attitude with him, they're disrespecting him. We cannot have anybody that is like disrespectful to our spouse and continue like, no, if you're against my husband, if you're not for my husband, you're not for me. We're one. You guys are one. Anyhow, I need to continue cooking dinner and getting these potatoes smashed and stuff, so that way when hubby gets in, he will have a hot meal ready to go. Again, don't know who this is for, but I hope you will take heed and definitely take what I had to say in prayer. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.